Sonic can use Psychokinesis now. Hello everybody, I'm MoosePig7. Today we got our first main look at Sonic Frontiers gameplay. In this video, I'll be analyzing the trailer and giving my thoughts on it. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. At first glance, Sonic seems to be a little slowish. I'm not sure if it's just that IGN wanted to slow down to take in the scenery and whatnot, but this is something we'll have to keep our eyes on. Also, Sonic seems to control a bit more like he does in the Boost 3D era than I would have liked, but it looks like we'll have greater control over the camera and thus more control over Sonic himself, so I think it'll be fine. Speaking of the Boost 3D era, in this trailer we can see that Sonic keeps a lot of his abilities from that era. We see boosting, stomping, and quickstep, the latter of which I'm interested in seeing why they decided to include it, since this game will be an open world and less of a straight line to the finish like the Boost 3D games. Some new abilities were shown here though. The most notable of which being that Sonic seems to be able to use Psychokinesis. We see him knocking over some things with a wave of his hand, and in one part we see him moving a statue also by waving his hand, but this time it seems to have a glowing aura around it. The camera was placed so that we couldn't see it very well, so I don't think we were meant to discover this yet. Another new ability Sonic has is this new thing where he spouts magically looking particles and runs around stuff to activate them. You can also use this to attack enemies, as we saw in the gameplay teaser. I'm assuming that Sonic gains these new powers at some point in the beginning of the story, like in Sonic Unleashed and Sonic and the Secret Rings. Maybe the mysterious Ghost Girl grants them to Sonic so that he can save his friends in the island from the clutches of the new evil that Dr. Eggman has inevitably unleashed by accident. Speaking of the story, that's something we didn't get any glimpses into in this trailer, it being a gameplay trailer mainly. I hope we get some insight into the story soon, but not too much as to spoil the game. Ian Flynn is writing it, so hopefully that guarantees that it'll be good. I wonder what role Sonic's friends will play in this. If they're captured and need saving, or if they're along for the ride helping Sonic. My theory is that they'll be captured and need saving. Back on the topic of the gameplay, the open world looks interesting. There seems to be a lot of structures, but each structure seems to be pretty self-contained and short. Also some puzzles to unlock stuff it looks like. It also seems like there might be a weather cycle? I'm not sure about this, but I'm sure we'll learn more soon. Looks like there are 4 types of collectibles that you need to get. Rings, of course, and then these pink hearts, red spiky hearts, and purple coins. The pink hearts kind of look like they might be replenishing your new particle powers, and I don't know what the red ones will do. They look a little harder to get, so they might be a little more valuable. The purple coins might be special currency like in Super Mario Odyssey maybe? They have a picture of fire on them if that's any indication of anything. However, when you collect them, their collection animation has them glitching away like Sonic's particles. Interesting. No news on combat or bosses yet, but we should be getting some in the near future. There were some enemies in the trailer, but they were avoided. I'm sure we'll be getting a video focusing on the combat soon, and you can be sure I'll make a video on it. So subscribe if you want to see more. Sonic Frontiers currently looks fine. I'm sure I'll be able to have hours of enjoyment in the game's open world, but so far, what with the possible slower speed, weirdish looking controls, and odd structure placement, it doesn't look quite as good as I had been hoping. We still haven't seen any combat or story though, so hopefully those two will be enough to make this game collectively really great. See you next time, and remember, don't mess with the moose.